Attention listeners, Aftersight's annual hike is coming up on July 27th.
It was a really good experience for me.
Visit aftersight.org/hike and become an audio trekker today.
That hike today gave me so much courage.
Hello, thank you for joining us for the Rooster Podcast. My name is Dawn, and this is being recorded on July 9th, 2024. The cover of the July issue of the Rooster has an illustration of a bulldog with a crown on his head. The first ad on the inside front cover of the July issue of the Rooster is for Denver's premier grow tour, From Seed to Sale. There's a QR code to scan to save 25% off at the Seed & Smith dispensary. Seed & Smith's free cannabis grow tour, named the best cannabis tours in Denver by Forbes, takes visitors through the cultivation and extraction process of cannabis. From Seed to Sale, guests learn about high-quality cannabis production at Seed & Smith's facility. Whether a seasoned connoisseur or industry newcomer, this tour offers a unique and educational experience. Seed & Smith, seedandsmith.com/cannabis tour. The next ad is for Verde Natural Dab Logic. It's set against a groovy fluorescent backdrop of mountains with firecrackers in the sky is what it looks like. First Place Live Rosin 2024 Westward Reader's Guide Best Vape Cartridge 2024, and there's some award emblems listed. Store locations are listed: Denver, Boulder, Cedar Ridge, Silt, Carbondale, Snowmass. Sign up for our newsletter and be the first to know about exclusive offers and new product releases, and there's a couple QR codes there. Discover the transformative power of our living soil cannabis jar and elevate your smoking experience to new highs. The next ad is Colorado's first freeze-dried edibles, Freeze-Its, Freezits. Freeze-Its are a celestial voyage inspired by the very sustenance astronauts rely on in space. Our brand stands at the forefront of innovation, merging cutting-edge freeze-drying technology with the allure of astronaut-inspired infused treats. Space cream sandwich, chocolate caramel comets, rainbow rocks, cosmic bursts. Experience familiar flavors in a whole new, exciting way with Freeze-Its. Available at Green Valley Dispensary, Social Cannabis, at Freeze-Its Edibles on Instagram. Okay, we'll skip over some ads and get to the social page. Letter to the editor. Dear Rooster, someone needs to be checking your puzzles before y'all print them. Preferably someone sober. Thanks. The Rooster responds, preferably someone sober. Got it. We'll do our best. ! Top social comments at Rooster Mag on Instagram. If you could describe Colorado in one word, what would it be? Chapped, ruined, expensive. USA Today ranked Grand Junction top city in Colorado to live. Denver ranked 19th. Shh, don't give away our plan to get transplants to move to Grand Junction instead of Denver. Some tweaker in Denver punching the air in traffic. Love that journey for them. And here's a dad joke. What kind of doctor was Dr. Pepper? A physician. Fizzician. You can find the Rooster, the first and 100th reader, to email contact@therooster.com with the correct whereabouts of the hidden black rooster win the listed prize. Contest ends at the end of the month. Last month's Rooster winner, blind date Meow Wolf photo. This month's prize, 2 general admission tickets to Boulder Taco Fest on August 10th. Hashtag licensed to kill. The best vanity plates from last month's user submissions on Instagram, at Rooster Mag. The first picture is of a Colorado license plate that says ILBDAMM. I think it's trying to say I'll be damned. The next one is a license plate that says EMOPAPI, Emo Poppy. The next one is MMMKAY, K. And the last one is RTARD with a space between the R and the T. I'll let you figure that one out. Say what overheards on the social page. People say the darndest things. Quote, I just motorboated my cat sitter. Unquote. Quote, you can't go down on a girl who has the giggles. Unquote. Quote, I think they have old money. No, they have drug money. Unquote. Quote, nothing ruins Friday more than realizing it's Wednesday. Unquote. Quote, when other people mess up, it makes me want to drink more. Unquote. Quote, I got way deep in the sourdough bread game. Unquote. And the last one, quote, mayonnaise is basically sandwich lotion. Unquote. Next up, we have things to do in July. And there's a cool photo of a sprint car from the Colorado National Speedway. 7-6 through 7-7. Colorado National Speedway, Dacono, Colorado. It's about time you visited the National Speedway you've always talked about visiting but never have. And what an occasion. Nothing celebrates the freedom of America like the smell of fuel, thrusting engines, and fried corn dogs. Wash all of this down with some cold beer and thank our founding fathers for giving you this illustrious occasion. On 7-4 through 7-7, Fan Expo at the Colorado Convention Center, Denver, Colorado. If you're into comics, sci-fi, horror, anime, gaming, or cosplay, come share our playground. Because face it, you didn't have a social life anyway. Just kidding. This event is awesome. Rainn Wilson, plus many other celebrity speakers will be on hand. 7-5, Beer Hall Brawl. Bierstadt Lager House in Denver, Colorado. Get ready to witness jaw-dropping moves, intense rivalries, and electrifying entertainment courtesy of Rocky Mountain Pro. Bierstadt Lager House brings you all the action from high-flying aerial maneuvers to bone-crushing submissions. We can already feel our testosterone levels going up. 7-5 and 7-26, Summer Rooftop Party Series at the MCA Denver, Denver, Colorado. MCA Denver throws a hell of a rooftop party, drinks, food, and varying types of music with views that overlook the city. MCA Denver's rooftop is one of the best around. Each night is a different theme, but every night will have you bumping that beat with 360-degree views and vibes so good, you'll low-key, high-key, never want to go home. See music options on their website. 7-8, Ellen's Last Stand, up. At the Paramount Theater, Denver, Colorado. Just when we thought Ellen was tossing in the towel, she comes out of nowhere with a comedy tour implying it's her last tour. Either way, she puts on one hell of a show, you know, even if she abuses and belittles the production staff. You have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. More events listed on 7-7 Japan Fest 2024 at Levitt Pavilion, Denver, Colorado. They have a festival for everything, and if you enjoy Japanese culture, food, and performances, this event is for you. This year, Japan Fest features a very special celebration of music pioneer Ryuichi Sakamoto's musical legacy. 7-11 through 14, Environmental Nature Outdoors Film Festival, Dairy Art Center, Boulder, Colorado. Immerse yourself in 4 days of environmental, nature, and outdoor films, discussions, interviews, and anything else your wilderness heart desires. There is a small photo following this listing of 3 people looking into the wilderness. 7-12 through 14, Colorado Black Arts Festival, Denver Park West, Denver, Colorado. Welcome to the Colorado Celebration of African American Arts and Culture, back for its 38th year. The Black Arts Festival brings together visual and performing artists and lends them a platform and space to exhibit their talents. 7-13, Beethoven and Brews at the Plex, Denver Performing Arts Complex, Denver, Colorado. If listening to classical music can make you smarter, drinking beer while doing so will make you even smarterer. Beethoven and Brews is a concert event paired with a beer fest in the Galleria and Sculpture Park. The event culminates with the Colorado Symphony and your brain growing 2 inches bigger. Facts. 7-12, Tube to Work Day, Eben G. Fine Park in Boulder, Colorado. Ditch the suit and tie for something a little more airy as you glide down the rapids of Boulder Creek. Meet at 7 a.m. at the park. What happens next is anyone's guess, but it involves tubing very cold water very early in the morning. Best of luck and watch your ass. The rocks come out of nowhere. 7:13, Pretty in Punk, drag, burlesque, and live punk music at the Junkyard Social Club in Boulder, Colorado. Whether you're a diehard punk fan or a lover of all things burlesque and drag, Pretty in Punk promises to be an unforgettable night of daring and unbridled entertainment. Pretty in Punk is the ultimate celebration of boldness, creativity, self-expression, and, of course, punk rock. Next up is a photo of a UFC fight ring with what looks like to be coaches standing on the outside, a cameraman, and two people fighting on the inside. 7:13, UFC Fight Night, Barber versus Namajunas at Ball Arena, Denver, Colorado. Pop your testosterone pills, slam your Monster Energy drinks, and put on your finest outfit because it's fight night, and nothing says entertainment like watching two adult human beings eviscerate each other in the name of honor. It'll be a night you'll remember. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for the fighters. 7:14 and 7:19, Unleashed Aerial and Burlesque Show at the Clock Tower Cabaret, Denver, Colorado. Unleash your inhibitions and inner wild. Denver Dance presents Unleashed, a night of bold aerial acrobatics and sexy burlesque in one powerful show. We always appreciate watching someone do what we'll never be able to do in a million years. Add in a couple cocktails and you can take our rent money. 7:15, Untitled Andrew Callaghan film screening at the Paramount Theater, Denver, Colorado. The all-gas, no-breaks, and Channel 5 journalist takes his show on the road with his latest film and Q&A. We're not sure what to expect, but nonetheless, we will be entertained. Following the movie is a live Q&A with Callaghan. 7:19 through 7:21, Denver Tattoo Arts Festival, Colorado Convention Center, Denver, Colorado. Looking to finally get that lower back tattoo of your astronomical rising sun? Head over to the 7th Annual Denver Tattoo Arts Festival. Experience 3 days of ink, entertainment, vendors, seminars, and more. Artists from across the U.S. and around the world will be in attendance to ensure you get that perfect surfing dinosaur holding a Capri Sun. 7:19 and 8:9, Murder Mystery Dinner Theater, the Old Spaghetti Factory, Westminster, Colorado. Prepare to unravel the secrets of a thrilling murder mystery where every twist and turn leads you closer to uncovering the truth. Examine clues and mingle with suspects, all while enjoying a delectable 3-course meal. And 7:20 through 7:21, the Lavender Festival at Denver Botanic Gardens in Chatfield Farms, Littleton, Colorado. We could all use more relaxation in our lives. What better place to blow off steam and forget how many drivers camp in the fast lane than by inhaling the scent of more than 2,000 lavender plants during the celebration of Chatfield Farms Lavender Garden. Enjoy tours, demonstrations, and live music, plus food and drink vendors. We need this. You need this. Everyone needs this. And that's followed by a little photo of the Lavender Gardens at Chatfield. The event listing continues, 7:26 through 28, Underground Music Showcase, Broadway to 6th Avenue to Alameda, Denver, Colorado. The only thing that could make UMS even more local would be a giant native bumper sticker on the main stage, but then we'd hate them. Anyway, we digress. Established in 2001, this festival brings out over 200 artists from the Colorado area who intend to rock your face off. And with what face you have left, enjoy tasty bites, festival fashion, and vibrant bars. 7:26 through 28th, the Yampa Valley Hot Air Balloon Rodeo, Bald Eagle Lake, Steamboat Springs, Colorado. For the hot air balloon enthusiasts, the balloon rodeo in Steamboat will fill the emotional hole like nothing else. Each morning, the skies fill with colorful balloons and breathtaking views juxtaposed with the scenic mountains. It almost brings a tear to our eye just writing it. Admission is free, and so are the soul hugs. 726, Flexiverse at Meow Wolf in Denver, Colorado. Bend your body and your mind. Bring your mat and water bottle and prepare for an out-of-this-world yoga experience. There will be delights and surprises to enhance your experience. This edition of Flexiverse will be led by instructor Lindsay Lee and will feature music from Hunsky. That is followed by a small photo of a woman sitting on a yoga mat. 727 through the 28th, the Dragon Boat Festival at Sloan's Lake Park in Denver, Colorado. You had us at Dragon Boats, the largest dragon boat festival in the country. Celebrates the diverse Asian cultures with amazing Asian foods, marketplace, performances, and of course, dragon boat races. 727 through the 28th, Veg Fest at the Auraria campus, Denver, Colorado. How it took so long for someone to come up with this idea in Colorado is beyond us. Veg Fest is a celebration of plant-based living, respect for our planet, sustainability, and kindness toward your fellow earthlings. Food trucks, yoga, speakers, music, and most likely some woman named Claire selling crystals and insurance will be on hand. 727, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party at Ball Arena, Denver, Colorado. Hell, we don't even know what this means, but when combining monster trucks with glow-in-the-dark paints, you can't go wrong. Plus, our 4-year-old self would hate us if we didn't. The show includes all your favorite monster trucks, along with a laser show, laser dance party, and lasers on sharks. All right, maybe we made that last part up, but nonetheless, let's party. And that listing is superimposed over a photo of some monster trucks. On 727, the Summer Tequila Tasting Festival happens on Blake Street in Denver, Colorado. Experience 2 to 3 hours of tequila tastings from over 20 craft tequila and mezcal brands. For us, more than 30 minutes of tequila tasting, and we're laid out on the couch for the evening. Prepare accordingly and pace yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that has a photo of an African-American woman with large hoop earrings, a really cool afro hairdo, sipping some tequila. The comedy listings start on 7/7 with Matt Kobos at the Comedy Works downtown Denver, Colorado. 7/13, Tom Papa is at the Rialto Theater in Loveland, Colorado. 7/17, the Second City Comedian Rhapsody at Garner Galleria Theater in Denver, Colorado. On 7/17, Derek Strope at Comedy Works South, Denver, Colorado. 7/18, Tim Meadows at the Comedy Works South, Denver, Colorado. 7/25 through 7/27, Leslie Liao, Comedy Works Downtown, Denver, Colorado. And 7/27 through 7/28, the Rise Comedy Festival, Rise Comedy, Denver, Colorado. Next up, a couple more ads. A half-page ad for Meow Wolf in Denver, and it is titled Explore the Unexpected, and a QR code to get tickets. And the imagery is 2 people wearing white outfits, holding hands, dancing on a checkerboard dance floor with a lot of very brightly colored different things around them. There looks to be one of those Asian dragons. There's what appears to be broccoli, all kinds of crazy stuff in this ad, which is very like Meow Wolf. The other ad at the bottom of that page, taking up half a page, is for P8, Phantom 8, phantom8.com, tattoo and piercing. Love the vibes here, quote. Another quote, experienced, professional, and knowledgeable. 3969 South Broadway, Englewood, Colorado, 303-762-0660. Large selection of the highest quality jewelry, beautiful tattoos. Our first article under the big opener headline is called Taking Chances. Illustrator Alfredo Caceres found his style on an unlikely path. And the illustration on this page is of a little fox holding a leaf. He's wearing a green scarf. He's sitting on a pig who also has a green scarf on. And it appears that they are talking to a tree that has eyes and sort of looks like an owl. Dark, creepy, and hopeful are a few of the words Alfredo Caceres uses to describe his art style, a style that he accidentally stumbled upon after originally signing up to be an architect in college. The young Chilean artist now illustrates for books, video games, and teaches at a local university on the same subjects he still considers himself a continuous student of. Caceres believes a strong beginning really sets you up for success, which might explain the touch of his Chilean roots that are evident in all his pieces. We talked with the illustrator about his use of dark colors, publishing his own book, and of course, his love of cats. The following page has another one of Caceres's illustrations. It is a house, a multi-level house with orange, brown, and tan roof shingles. There is a black cat sitting on one of the roofs, and there is a ghost that is winding itself through all the windows. And at the top of the house, there is an antenna that it looks like for a TV. And there's also a flagpole that has what appears to be striped pajamas on it. Coffee or tea? Both. I can't really choose. Life or death? Maybe coffee for kickstarting my day. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? Tough question. I like a lot of music. Maybe A Pocket Full of Stones by David Gilmour. That song and probably Hajira by Joni Mitchell have a special something I can't really describe. 3 things you can't live without: books, conversations with friends, and art supplies. If you could be any animal, what would you be? A cat. I like cats. Like a lot. Words of wisdom. There's a quote from Ursula Le Guin's Left Hand of Darkness that has brought a lot of peace in my life. When you stop looking to an effect for every cause, your life becomes a whole lot more peaceful. To learn which questions are unanswerable and not to answer them. This skill is most needful in times of stress and darkness. How would you describe your style of art? Creepy, but hopeful. I have a knack for using black, but my subjects are not really angst or hopelessness. Tell us about your background in art and how you got started in this industry. I tried to be an architect, but in the second year of college, I realized I didn't like where I was. So I signed myself into an unknown 2-year career called digital illustration. After that, I got lost again until I got hired for a newspaper that gave me financial stability to draw and experiment. After a few years, I went freelance and my style became darker and more story-driven. Chance has been a big part of my life, and I'm pretty thankful to where it led me. How have you developed your style over the years? I always thought I had no style, that it was my life goal to get one. Now when I look at old drawings, I see it was always with me, but in sort of a spiritual blind spot. There's another drawing on this page, a small drawing at the bottom. It is a boy that is holding a fishing rod that has a line on it, and at the end of the line is a lamp. The boy is wearing what appears to be a green shawl. He has a green hat on with a red feather in it. Behind him, on top of this, what might be a cow, it's a large animal that looks to be made of stones, is a fishbowl with a fish in it. And the animal that they're atop of does look to be made of stones. It has a tree for a tail, and it's covered in green moss. The next page of this article is a full-page illustration with a quote at the bottom. The quote says, "Chance has been a big part of my life, and I'm pretty thankful to where it led me." The illustration is of what looks to be an old crone. She's got a big nose. She has her hair in a bun. She's holding a pocket watch, and she has a cane. There's also a pig in the illustration, and in the forefront of the illustration is a little girl in a red striped shirt carrying a mouse, and she's wearing shorts and white knee-high socks. And in between the little girl and the old crone is a scary image of a sort of ghost-like evil character that has a white mask on its face. And the last page of the article starts with the question, what was your experience like when you were published for the first time? I've been published a lot as an illustrator in things I'm not especially proud of, but it really helped me make a living and learn from the interaction with clients and their needs. What I've learned in all these years is that I'm not that flexible style-wise and that I have a terrible time drawing happy families. The first time I got published, the designer made some really strange choices, like putting a green gradient on top of my favorite piece, and I was way too young to stand up for myself. What is the biggest risk that you've taken professionally that has paid off? Like I said, I took too many jobs where I didn't see myself fit, and instead of waiting for the perfect author, I wrote a story and won a fund to make my own book. It was a story about a kid and his relationship with nightmares. It was published in Chile, but I really understood that when a project comes from you, critics hurt a lot more, and my skin wasn't thick enough to listen to some. What are some of your most recent projects you have worked on? I worked in a video game called Lost in Random for Zoink. I made Klaus, Olav, and Victor, an illustrated book that even discovers hidden gems all around the world. The actual illustrations were made with pen and watercolors and shipped to Sweden. A dream job, really. You are an instructor at Domestika. Can you tell us about that and what made you teach? Domestika made me discover that when you try to teach, you learn a lot about your trade. Some things that you do mechanically, and now you have to break them into pieces and show them to someone in the easiest way possible. The class made me realize the thing I consider myself best at is having ideas. The creation and sketch process of the piece is when you are totally free. You can finish it however you like, but a strong beginning really sets you up for success. How important do you think the relationship is between author and illustrator? It is important in a way that you must have similar vibes. In working for Lorna Sempf's The Clackety, I discovered a friend and a true creative force behind her words. She is really a magician with characters, scenes, and suspense. Although in most cases, you don't get to know the author, and you have to trust your gut that he, she, they are gonna like what you are doing. Who are some of your favorite artists that you are following right now? Too many to name. It's a good thing, though. My good friend, Victoria Maderna, is one of my main inspirations lately. At @vmaderna is her Twitter, Instagram handle. How do you like to spend your free time when you aren't working? I think I have too many hobbies, actually. I really enjoy reading books, playing guitar, and having a drink with friends to talk about life. What can we expect to see next from you? Well, I've been working on something for a long time and still is kind of far from seeing the light, but it feels like the right way to go after all this time. I'm going to make the announcement in a month or two. Super excited to share more about it. And the last illustration is of what appears to be an owl or a chicken without a head sitting in a rock chair. He has a cane in his hand. There are stars in the background. And on the prior illustration that I mentioned with the boy with the green hat with the red feather in it, he is standing where the chicken/owl's head would be, kind of looking off into the distance, and it looks like he's holding what might be like a ukulele in his hand.
In absurdist news, Colorado to deploy drones as first responders to 9/11 calls. Have you ever called the police in Denver only to have them show up 4 hours after the incident occurred, act highly suspicious of you and your dog, and then leave you a business card before proceeding to never address the incident again? Well, that clusterfuck of a process is about to get even more clusterfuckier, as multiple law enforcement agencies plan to dispatch drones to 911 calls instead of actual police. Indeed, the only thing that would worsen our schizoaffective mental break brought on by stimulant-induced psychosis, besides the actual police, is undoubtedly the flying robot police. Quote, "This really is the future of law enforcement at some point, whether we like it or not," unquote, says Sergeant Jeremiah Gates, who leads the drone unit at the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. We feel as though Sergeant Gates is inherently biased in his quote. Leading a drone unit and citing it as the future of law enforcement would be like smoking weed on the couch regurgitating absurd articles into a magazine column, throwing in a few poop jokes, and then calling it the future of journalism. War against grazing herd animals. Multiple deer and elk attacks confirmed across state as the war against grazing herd animals falls upon us. At least 4 different attacks by deer and elk have been confirmed in Colorado this year. And while that may not seem like a lot, we can't help but feel as though this is the beginning of something greater, like full-out war against grazing herd animals, or perhaps a Hollywood crossover involving Bambi and Rambo, First Blood. From Estes Park to Colorado Springs, multiple attacks have been confirmed on various hikers across the state. What do they all have in common? Well, every article referencing the attacks likes to use the verb stomped when describing how the animals accosted the victims. While there's nothing funny about getting stomped by a deer, we can't help but laugh at the verbiage, as the word stomped makes us think that the attacks are gang affiliated. The attacks come after orcas have been targeting multiple yachts around the world, even sinking one off the coast of Morocco in May. As humanity continues to try to coexist with various species whose habitats we've impeded on, we must be vigilant as we prepare for our coming retribution stemming from our soon-to-be non-human mammalian overlords. Texas court rules library must reinstate banned books involving butts and farts. Last month, a court in Texas ruled that governmental agencies, including public libraries, couldn't ban books that they disagreed with. We're just as shocked as you are. It's completely bewildering to think the state of Texas has public libraries. Our entire family is from Dallas, and only about half of us know how to read. Parental complaints led the library to cull books containing material regarding butts and farts, which led to another demand to ban books containing pornographic filth, which led to various books about puberty and the history of racism in America being pulled from the shelves. We didn't really understand it either. In harrowing Orwellian times such as these, we're reminded of that classic quote, "I disapprove of what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to write about butts and farts and poop and stuff." Next up, we have The List. 5 Things We Love About Living in America by Marshall Dunham. Stetson cowboy hats, the Marlboro cigarette, Central American coups backed by the U.S. government, shooting bottle rockets at your little brother's head back in 2003 on the 4th of July, red effin' lobster, putting your ball cap on over your heart during the national anthem right before you demolish 9 beers in 9 innings at the ball game, not including James Brown, Living in America. There's a ton of reasons that we love living in America. Here's a few of them. Number 1, the food. Back in high school, we did this thing we called the Bam Bam, where we would get mega high, go to the restaurant and eat a full meal, and then go get even more high on our way to another restaurant where we'd eat another meal. Sure, you may be able to pull this off in other countries, but you can't do it like you can in America. Have you ever eaten a triple dipper at Chili's, driven across the street for dollar margaritas at Applebee's, and then finished it off with a diarrhea-inducing steak at Ruby Tuesdays? We have no doubt this is how our founding fathers wanted us to spend a Friday night, and you shouldn't either. Number 2, old country music. This one is sure to start a fight, and before you go and get your britches all tied in a knot, let's clarify that we're talking about old school outlaw country. Kid rock is cool and all, but in our family, shooting cases of beer, regardless of its rainbow label, is known as alcohol abuse, and it'll get your ass handed to you faster than you can say, "I don't have a very knowledgeable grasp regarding modern day marketing concepts." We're talking about the greats, where Hank Williams and Marty Robbins would write songs about drinking a fifth of rot gut whiskey before going out and partying the night away because your wife kicked you out of the trailer. That stuff is classic, and it's about as American as the day is long. Number 3, boundless technology. If you're still having trouble understanding why America is so great, please allow us to retort. We just ordered a pizza, watched 15 minutes of porn, ordered a case of SpaghettiOs off of Amazon, learned how to rebuild the shocks for a 1988 Honda NX 250, watched more porn, told our buddy the pizza was on its way and to grab a 6-pack on their way over, and then was notified when the pizza got here thanks to our doorbell app. You want to know the best part? We did it all sitting on the toilet. Sure, our legs are asleep, but our legs are asleep in the greatest country that our narrow-minded way of thinking could possibly fathom. Number 4, American-made vehicles parked on snowbanks and piles of gravel. There's only one thing better than boundless technology in country music when it comes to why America is so great, and it's when an American-made four-wheel drive car parks up on a pile of gravel or a snowbank. That shit is so effing cool. We'll have you know that we lost our virginity in the back of our high school girlfriend's 1994 Chevrolet Silverado. And if that doesn't make us a God-fearing American patriot, we're not sure what does. Number 5, communist as a slur. One of our favorite things about being American is being able to invalidate any person's argument or feelings simply by calling them a communist. It's been this way since the 1950s, but it's only gotten better with age. The next time you get into an argument with someone about how the ending of The Sopranos was actually the best thing to ever happen on public television, try calling them a commie and watch their face turn to absolute horror when they realize you just verbally checkmated them. Then, when they finally start to mumble a reply, loudly yell, "What are you, a liberal? Speak up, son, we can't hear you," and laugh at them as they run back across the playground in tears to go read Karl Marx in the boys' bathroom. Marshall Dunham is a wannabe writer and comedian based out of Southwest Colorado. Next up, we have Ask a DJ. Tom Shank Aaron, Colorado EDM DJ Shank Aaron tackles life advice, delivering insights beyond his button-pushing expertise. How can you go to Red Rocks shows for free? How bad do you want it? We all know that the raccoons have taken over Red Rocks this year. The best way to a summer of free shows is to infiltrate the raccoon family and have them accept you as one of their own. That way, when your favorite artist is performing, you have a permanent front row seat. First, raccoons don't have jobs, don't shower, and do most of their activities at night. So half of you losers won't have to change much. An adult raccoon costume on Amazon is going to set you back about $35. Next, you are going to need to secure a peace offering. We all know raccoons love to eat trash, so the best place to get some is any of the 4 or 5 In-N-Out locations in the greater Denver area, as they specialize in selling trash disguised as burgers. With the trash in hand, smelling like a wook on Festival Sunday, and your new raccoon costume, it's time to head to Red Rocks and start your new life. It's going to be tough at first. Having to survive completely off of spilled White Claws and half-eaten soft pretzels isn't easy, but neither is finding a job in this economy, and Red Rocks tickets this year are not cheap. I believe in you. What's on your rider? For those who don't know, in the music world, you get to request to put things in your green room before your set, and it's called a rider or hospitality rider. Usually it's just snacks and drinks, but for some artists, it can get pretty weird. Mine is just 1 bottle of Lalo tequila or equivalent, 3 tall boys of Arizona green tea, 2 coconut waters, and 12 Modelo cans. I know, not that interesting, but here are some of the weirdest riders I have heard from hospitality people. Lady Gaga requires 1 mannequin with pink pubic hair. Pharrell, 1 framed photo of Carl Sagan. Kanye, 1 slushy machine filled with Coca-Cola and Hennessy. Eminem, 3 turkey, 3 ham and cheese Lunchables. And Post Malone, 24 Bud Light cans plus 2 large pizzas. That was it. What is the best pre-show food? It's funny, you should ask. I don't mean to brag, but I was having lunch last week with a certain legendary pioneer of bass music. I'll leave his name out to protect his privacy. And we were talking about this very issue. Anyways, Excision was saying that he prefers to have fish right before a show because it's light and healthy and doesn't weigh him down before a big performance. I like to go the same route with some sushi, because it gives you this temporary feeling of being full, but never being too full, no matter how much you eat. The point is, I had lunch with Excision. Should I get a new Cybertruck? On the surface, they seem like they got a lot going for them. They look cool, and they are fast and capable. But for me, they seem like they grab too much attention. People are always taking videos of them and posing in front of them. When I'm on the road in Denver, I'm committing crime. No one ever notices the Subaru Crosstrek passing you on the shoulder doing 90 miles an hour on I-70 to Winter Park, but you sure as shit would remember the Cybertruck, and there would probably be a video. Alongside this article is a photo of what I'm assuming is Tom Shank Aaron, but instead of his face, it is a raccoon head wearing a orange knit cap, and his shirt is sleeveless. It's a t-shirt, and it says, "A Night of Music with Lionel Richie, all the hits all night long, North American tour." He has a couple of tattoos on each arm. At the bottom of the article, got a question for the Colorado legend himself? Send it to tom@therooster.com along with a track request for your next wedding. I'll read a couple of ads on the facing page to what I just read. This one is an ad for Magnolia Road, $21.99 Denver Dab 4G wax bucket, $11.78 for 5 pre-rolls, $15.70 half-ounce outdoor flour, 4 for $15.70 10 milligrams Keef Cola, $16.49 Timberline 4G wax bucket. Prices are subject to tax at time of checkout. $17.50 30th Street, Unit 84, A and B, Boulder, Colorado. Phone number 720-712-1970 or 720-741-6111. Open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. Order for pickup at magnoliaroadcc.com. There is a QR code, and around this half-page ad are some photos of marijuana. The bottom half of this page is for Starbuds, established 2013, a Blazy Days of Summer, peak deals for peak summer. There's a sun in the upper left-hand corner of this ad, and the background is all yellow. There is a listing for N-Fused, N-F-U-Z-E-D, 8 for $64, Purple Bees, 2 for $35, and Mile High Dabs, AO Extracts, 2 for $20. Order online, www.starbudscolorado.com. Offers may not be combined. Additional discounts do not apply. Starbuds Arapahoe excluded from deals. Must be 21 years of age. Restrictions apply. Another full-page ad. Hey, Boulder and North Glen. Green Tree is back and better than ever. Open August 5th, North Glen, 10575 Melody Drive, number 102, North Glen, Colorado, 80234. Phone number 720-596-4148. All ages, med and rec, 21 plus. At Green Tree North Glen on Instagram, on Facebook, Green Tree North Glen. New location open now in Boulder, 3141 Walnut Street, Boulder, Colorado, 80301. Phone number 303-658-0808. Med coming soon, rec 21 plus. On Instagram at Green Tree Boulder. On Facebook, Green Tree Boulder. And in Berthoud, 1090 North 2nd Street, Berthoud, Colorado, 80513. Phone number 970-670-9120. All ages, med and rec 21 plus. On Instagram at Green Tree Berthoud. On Facebook, Green Tree Berthoud. Come out and celebrate with us. Grand opening, Boulder, July 6th. North Glen, August 24th. The first 100 customers in each store will receive a free half-ounce equivalent goodie bag from our featured brands with any purchase, including 3.5 grams Fuego Bud, WYLD gummies, Joy Bombs, batch cartridge, GT concentrate, goodie bags available during grand opening day only. Check out our locations, deals, menus, and more. GreenTreeMedicinals.com. Check out our coupons in the back. There is a photo of some Fuego Farms and also a photo of some gummies, I'm assuming, WYLD Wild, and then Green Treats with a photo of their logo, which is a little bird. Next up is Illuminati Today. First child gone wild. Since Hunter Biden was recently convicted on federal gun charges, we figured it was finally time to crack into the strange nutcase by Juan Wilder. He screams through the Nevada desert at obscene speeds, leaving a trail of used crack pipes, high-end prostitutes, money laundering schemes, coke baggies, and abandoned laptops in his wake. Some people call him a criminal. Some call him a degenerate. You could even go so far as to call him a gonzo freak folk character, a spoiled swamp creature run amok, a loose cannon, America's wild first child. When it comes to Robert Hunter Biden, opinions will span the spectrum, and just about everyone is tired of hearing them. But here's what's inarguable. He's 54, his dad is the president, he likes to do drugs, and conspiracies swirl around this guy like shit particles around the whirlpool center of a flushing toilet. So, since he was recently convicted on federal gun charges, we figured it was finally time to crack into the strange nutcase before he's locked up for good. Or, more realistically, before he goes to prison for a few weeks and daddy hands him a presidential pardon. So let's dive in. Tinfoil hat first. The laptop. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way off the bat. The laptop. The story was widely censored across corporate media and dismissed as a Russian hoax. Then, quietly, it was admitted that yes, this laptop was actually Hunter Biden's, and yes, it contained a landfill worth of dirt, videos of the young Biden smoking crack and driving through the desert at 183 miles per hour in his Porsche, entire email accounts full of incriminating messages alluding to strange Ukrainian connections and Chinese money laundering schemes. It's like he kept all this dirty laundry in one place and somehow lost track of it. The Ukrainian connection. While his father was vice president under Obama and the face of U.S.-Ukrainian policy and relations, Hunter Biden was on the board of a blatantly corrupt Ukrainian company known as Burisma, laundering tens of millions of dollars through shell companies into Biden family bank accounts. The Senate report on the incident concluded that Hunter Biden basically effed up decades of work by career U.S. anti-corruption officers. Oops. Business with Pooh Bear. If you thought the Biden family's Ukrainian connections were suspicious, their ties to the Chinese state are tighter and more unfettered than some rigor BDSM. The Chinese singled Hunter out as an easy mark. Just bribe the guy with cash, Chinese hookers, and a little crack, and you can get him to do anything. For a time, Hunter's primary business partner was the vice president of state security in Beijing. Rich Chinese elites with direct ties to state intelligence paid Hunter Biden $31 million for 5 business deals. He's had weird, off-the-books meetings with the spy chief of China, and on it goes. Melania Obama's cocaine credit card. A photo exists in the dark corners of the internet from Biden's laptop that shows 6 neatly cut lines of cocaine with a credit card positioned beside them. The name on the credit card? Malia Obama. The question is, did he share any of that coke with Malia, or is he the kind of guy who doesn't share his drugs? Juan's word. If we're being honest, most of the accusations leveled against Hunter Biden are kink-shaming, jealous judgments of a spoiled rich kid living out a fear and loathing times Richie Rich times Air Force One fantasy. It's an American dream, and Hunter's in the thick of it. But there are legitimately strange and unsettling conspiracies that reveal that Hunter Biden is less of a lawyer and entrepreneur, as his wiki suggests, and more of a proxy for his father's back-channel business deals. A quote at the bottom of this article says, it contained a landfill worth of dirt, videos of the young Biden smoking crack and driving through the desert at 183 miles per hour in his Porsche. Will Brenza, a.k.a. Juan Wilder, is a ski bum writer who likes to smoke weed and shoot at UFOs. If he isn't pounding computer keys, you can find Will somewhere deep in the backcountry. In the center section of the magazine is a 2-page ad, Rooster Art Fest, presented by Meow Wolf Denver, 9/22/24 at Real Works Denver, featuring live artists Chris Dyer, Mike Fudge, Birdcap, Patrick McGregor, Chris Haven, Rubezilla, Brandon Rowland, Travis Gillen, Chelsea Lewinsky, Mr. Mars, Joe Palick, Mike Graves, Chris Bolin, Matador, C3PO, Aaron Holbeck, Julio Mendoza, Taylor Herzog, Cha, Big in Hell, Speaks Ravina, Scully, Dreamscape, Coco, Bayer, Reverie, Nice, Brett Dawes Stuff, K-Tone, Mike Ortiz, K-Tone, 3D Print Wiz, Flower Girl, Alexandria Pangburn, Kaylee Bender. Live art, live music, food trucks, 50 plus artists, hip hop stage, EDM stage, all you can eat tacos. Sponsored by Meow Wolf, Illegal Pete's, Native Roots, Chiba Hut, Encore Branding. Early bird tickets available now. Hook up horoscopes. Aquarius, January 21st through February 18th. Your usual rebellious nature is front and center this month. You are the most unpredictable and unconventional sign of the zodiac, and you're ready to break all the rules, so use your powers to shock and awe. Just remember to be safe and respectful because nobody wants to end up in jail. Pisces, February 19th through March 20th. It's a month of fantasy for you, little fishy. You are the most dreamy and imaginative sex god, goddess of the zodiac. You create your own reality, so use your powers to manifest your wildest desires. Just remember to shower between sex romps because ew. Aries, March 21st through April 19th. This is the month to set your dating app on fire. Things are heating up and you're irresistible. Your confidence is through the roof too, so use it to your advantage. Swipe right on everyone because why not? You're the ram after all, and it's mating season. Just remember to use protection because STDs are not a good look on you. Taurus, April 20th through May 20th. This is a month of sexual indulgence. You're the most fuckable sign of the zodiac, and you ooze with charm and sensuality. So don't be surprised if you find yourself with a line of super horny suitors at your door. It would be wise to put a condom vending machine outside your place. Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. You're stimulating and stimulated this month, and you are the wittiest and most charming sign of the zodiac. You'll be able to talk your way into and out of any bedroom you want. Just remember to keep it light and flirty because nobody wants to know how little you really care once the sex is over. Cancer, June 21st through July 22nd. You're able to read your potential partners like a book this month, so use your powers to avoid getting catfished. Remember to keep your heart open because even the most jaded crab can find love in the most unexpected places. You might benefit from a bit of ganja therapy too. Leo, July 23rd through August 22nd. You'll be the life of the party this month, so use this energy to attract the attention you crave. Just remember to share the spotlight because nobody likes a raging narcissist. And please leave the drama at home, pussy. Nobody wants to hear it. Virgo, August 23rd through September 22nd. You're the most critical and discerning sign of the zodiac. And by discerning, we mean you whine about absolutely everything. Loosen up because nobody wants to hook up with a punk-ass bitch. And for the love of all that is holy, stop overthinking everything. Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd. You may be able to attract anyone you want this month, but don't get too cocky. Nobody likes a thirsty bitch. Besides, everybody knows you're just frontin'. Consider being more authentic and vulnerable. You'll attract far more hotties, and some of them might not even be homeless. Scorpio, October 23rd through November 21st. You're able to lure just about anyone into your lair, so use your powers to create unforgettable experiences. Just remember to be safe and respectful because nobody wants to end up on To Catch a Predator episode. Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21st. This is a month of adventure for you. You're ready to explore new horizons and new partners, so use your powers for good, not evil. Just remember to be mindful of your boundaries because nobody wants to be left with a broken heart or a broken condom. And Capricorn, December 21st through January 20th. You're an ambitious mofo, especially this month. You're the most determined and disciplined sign of the zodiac. You're also a whiny-ass bitch at times, so you might want to tone it down a bit and try to relax a little because stress wrinkles are not a good look. Stroking the poll. Have you ever Googled sex tips? 35% of readers say yes, 65% say no. Follow us on Instagram at Rooster Mag for more sex polls throughout the month. And 2, in the state of Arizona, it's illegal to have more than 2 dildos in the same household. Who knew? Under Art Talk, question everything. If someone had to guess, they would probably say Patrick Kane McGregor is more of a dog person than a cat person. They'd be right. The Denver artist muralist has made a living painting the furry friend who adorn walls throughout Colorado, especially his own white bulldog, Bogue. It's his unique style, and it's been 30 years in the making. We talked with the veteran artist for a deeper dive into his own story, growing up with graffiti and watching his own son flourish in the family business. What is your name / nicknames? Patrick Kane McGregor. I've used my middle name Kane for graffiti in the 90s and still sign my art with it. Hometown, Denver, Colorado. Favorite color combo? Right now, any 2 fluorescent colors. Words of advice. Keep your circle small and filled with people that love and inspire you. Or dogs. Last book you read, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It's Friday night. Where can someone find you? Napping with my dogs while wifey watches her murder porn. Strangest thing in your fridge right now. Some crazy hot sauces that my friend left here, and I can't bring myself to throw them out. They are really hot. You got into art around the age of 4. When did you realize art would be your life calling? When I was 16 and I got a job as a store artist at Tower Records for $7.50 an hour. Graffiti art was a big influence on your art career. What is it about the style that is so inspiring to you? The abstract approach, which is still the only art style that I do spontaneously, and the mentality, camaraderie, and excitement of painting a piece with some friends in the middle of the night in a freight, always working on your style, mostly to impress other graph artists, and having the self-advertisement travel on a freight train to have someone on the other side of the continent catch your piece. Corporate graffiti is a term you've dropped regarding your artwork. Can you explain more? I jokingly use that term for the hand-painted advertising artwork that I did and still do every once in a while for a few companies over the last 30 years. It's a lot like the graph community as far as competitiveness, and a lot of graph people do it as their occupation now. As someone who's watched the Colorado art scene evolve, what's been the good and the bad? It's been good because we have a lot of great artists in this community, and most of them know each other and inspire each other. It's a good community we have here, so I have nothing bad to say about the evolution of art in Colorado. It is what it is. What is your favorite part about being an artist? The therapy and satisfaction it provides me and gives my crazy brain a break from reality. It wouldn't be a complete interview without asking about the ubiquitous theme in your murals of your bulldog Bogue, and that's spelled B-O-U-G. Can you give us the backstory of why he's a recurring subject in so much of your work? I think it started when I moved to New York City for my job with him in 2006, and I didn't really know a lot of people out there. He was literally my best friend that I fell asleep with and woke up to, so I started to photograph him a lot and paint the photos. As my art got more refined and I progressed, I started getting projects mostly of other people's visions, and I could paint anything at that point. So I would take them, but I got sick of Googling references and ideas for other people's murals or art projects. I started to use my own photos, and I realized I had to create art that was enjoyable for me to paint and that made me happy. There is also the connection to these animals that I felt firsthand that he made me understand with my time with him, and I love to immortalize dogs with paint because of this connection and the short time we have with them. On this page is a couple of murals that this artist has done. One is of Einstein, and it says, question everything. It has Einstein, actually, it appears that he's writing that on the mural. And then there's another one of a dog, a black looking Labrador retriever looking dog that I'm assuming is Vogue, wearing sunglasses. And in the sunglasses is a picture of a fire hydrant and some trees. Murals are your bread and butter. Do you ever get scared being up so high? And furthermore, how did you plan such a large installation? I like it. It's very tranquil to be above the world painting. But yeah, I was scared the first time being up really high for sure. It takes a little getting used to, safety first. I always start with the composition of the wall, where it is, and the subject matter. I like to keep it indigenous to the area, as in maybe using a local animal as my muse or incorporating one of mine into an idea. I like to have a story behind the mural that makes it personable and also uses the space wisely. There's a quote on this page. Quote, I realized I had to create art that was enjoyable for me to paint and that made me happy, unquote. The next image of this artist's work has a quote first. We have a lot of great artists in this community, Denver, and most of them know each other and inspire each other. The mural is very large on the side of the building, and it is of Marlon Brando wearing a brown jacket and brown corduroy pants, leaning on a bookshelf with a lot of different books on it, also some photos. On the top of the bookshelf is a trophy and then a pennant that says Springfield on it. How do you spend your time when you're not making art? I'm a homebody, so usually I'm at my house with my wife and dogs, or spending time with my son, or working on family projects with them. What artists are you currently following or inspired by? Wow, there are so many that I admire out there, but lately watching my son, Tristan McGregor, get better and better at painting is super inspiring. Off the top of my head, Chris Haven, Thomas Evans, Delton Demarest, Hoxa, Jerry Insco, Anthony Garcia, Chelsea Lewinsky, Mr. June, Eric Skontness, Matthias Balin, Insane 51, Amuse, Darius Dennis, Jasper Patch, Casey, Baby 168, Birdcap, Scott Lefevre, Jolt, Took, Hyro, Nice, Golden, Ian Wilkinson, Jer Remote. I could keep going. There is a lot more I could list that are all artists that I admire, inspire me, and I like to watch the evolution. Anything coming down the pipeline? I think I have some commissions and fun collaborations coming this summer with some awesome artists, so keep an eye out. I am also looking forward to painting the Raw project in Miami this winter, always looking for places to paint some doggos wherever I go. And the last image from this artist is another mural on the side of a building of two elephants, and in the background, the elephants are linking trunks, and in the background is a kind of an African-inspired design of red, yellow, and green, different lines and crosses. And lastly, I will read the July music shows, starting with 7/18. The Rooster presents Flat Creek with Coyote Rose Squash at the Fox Theater. On 7/18, London Electricity with S2PS and CB1 at the Black Box. The Rooster presents on 7/19, Wheeler Walker Jr. with Logan Halstead at the Boulder Theater. On 7/19 as well, Ryan Montblau Band with Graham Good at Meow Wolf in Denver. 7/19, Charlie 2NA and Cut Chemist at Levitt Pavilion. 7/19, Vampire Weekend with Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram at Red Rocks Amphitheater. And the Rooster presents on 7/20, Easy Honey with High Lines and Rose Bay at the Fox. 7/20, The Roots with Diggable Planets at the Mission Ballroom. 7/22, A Day to Remember with The Story So Far, 4 Years Strong, and Scowl, also at Red Rocks Amphitheater. On 7/20 and 21, No Effects with MXPX, Suicidal Tendencies, Face to Face, Lagwagon, and more at the Stockyards Event Center. One of the most iconic punk bands of all time is touring for the last time. We've seen the band more times than Fat Mike has been to rehab, and although they kind of do suck live, they are a national treasure we should all cherish and emulate in staying true to our values, even if it's a love of linoleum. 7/26 through the 27th, Global Dance Festival with the Chainsmokers, Duke Dumont, Fisher, Griffin, and more at the Stockyards Event Center. 7/27, Kenny Chesney with the Zach Brown Band, Megan Maroney, and Uncle Cracker at Empower Field at Mile High. 7:30, Olivia Rodrigo at Ball Arena. And on 7/31, Neil Young and Crazy Horse at Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, one of the greatest songwriters of all time, as well as one of the worst bandmates of all time. Neil Young comes through the Mile High City promoting his 34th album, Psychedelic Pill. Influenced by visions of Jesus and Picasso, Neil Young is a changed man. Now, someone tell Crosby that. Thank you for joining us for The Rooster. My name is Dawn. Until next month.